Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And a very good evening. We have quite a few contestants today, and depending on the time, we would be going to as many contestants as possible. But I believe that we would be having at least two contestants in our today's episode of Cambridge Islamic Banking Master. Before I start the regular proceedings of our today's episode, I would like to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors have been FNB Islamic Banking from South Africa, Gatehouse Bank. We have our third sponsor, Habib Bank Zurich PLC. It's Sirat Banking, which is Islamic banking window of HBZ PLC in the United Kingdom. Our fourth sponsor is Oasis Group. Oasis Group is an Islamic fund management group based in South Africa with operations in Ireland and of course in the United Kingdom as well. So these sponsors have contributed to the prize money. The prize money for the winner would be $1,000. So whosoever wins Cambridge Islamic Banking Master tonight would receive a check of $1,000 and also a beautiful certificate issued by Cambridge Institute of Islamic Finance proclaiming the winner to be the Cambridge Islamic Banking Master. I would very quickly go through the rules. Number one, there would be 10 or 11 questions depending on the contestant going for golden opportunity. Golden opportunity is a special question which we offer to the contestants when they reach the threshold of 6,000 points. Once they are offered golden opportunity, if they accept it, they would be asked to answer a question which would be rather difficult, more difficult than other questions, without any help from the 4 lifelines or any other help. So with this one, I would like to explain the 4 lifelines. Lifeline number 1 is 50-50. If you are not sure about the answer, every question would have 4 answers, only one of them is correct. So if you are not sure about your answer, you can always go for 50-50. 50-50 is a good option when you are not sure between any 2 answers. You can also go for call a friend, and in that case, one of your friends who is attending this episode would be brought on the screen and they would attempt to answer that question for you. At least they would be able to give you a clue. The third lifeline is flip the question. If you do not like the question at all, i.e. you do not know the answer and you have no clue at all, in that case, you ask me, and I will take away that question and bring a completely new question for you. And hopefully that question would be easier than the one already taken away. The fourth lifeline is audience poll. If you think that the question is rather easy, however, you happen to be unlucky for not knowing the answer, and you think that most of the people attending this episode would know the answer, in that case, you can go for audience poll. Please note that you can use only 1 lifeline per question. So if you have, for example, used 50-50 and still you are not sure about the answer, you would not be able to use another lifeline. In case of golden opportunity, you would not be able to use any lifeline at all, even if all the 4 lifelines are available to you. So with this one, I hope that I have made the rules and regulations very clear to you. And if not, I would like to ask my first contestant. And my first contestant is Saqib Mustafa from Bahrain. I would ask him to kindly come on the screen. I can see him on the screen. And I would like to ask you, Saqib, first of all, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Now, I would like to ask you if you have understood all the rules and regulations.
Yes, the rules are clear.
And you are ready to play Cambridge Islamic Banking Master.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's play Cambridge Islamic Banking Master. So your question number 1 is this. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah's real personal name was Abu al-Abbas, Muhammad, Taqiyuddin, Ahmad.
Not very sure, so I would take a lifeline this time.
It's entirely up to you. You have audience poll, you have 50-50. Flip the question or call a friend. If I have to take a guess, my Abu Abbas would have been my least option. Because Abu Abbas doesn't, for me, it doesn't look like a name, first name. It is like what we call in Arabic, kuniyya. So, but this is I don't know the answer, but I'm trying to enter into a conversation with you.
If you go by the names, then Ahmad and Muhammad is a single name and Abu al-Abbas is a kunya, then maybe I'll go for the Taqiyuddin.
You want to go for a lifeline?
Because even if I go 50-50 or audience poll, it will be a guess only.
Again, I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to, because I don't know the answer. It's completely my thinking. I'm sharing my thinking. Abu Abbas is a kuniyya. Taqiyuddin could be a laqab kind of thing as well. Okay. The names are Muhammad and Ahmad. So if I was thinking, I would have been thinking between Muhammad and Ahmad. But this is my thinking. As I said, I do not know the answer. So in my case, I would have gone for 50-50.
50-50 in this case, carry a risk if only Muhammad and Ahmad remains, then, again.
That's right. Yeah.
So I will go for audience poll. Yeah.
You want to go for audience poll?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I click on audience poll. All right. And I'm going to start this poll. All right, audience. The question is, Imam Ibn Taymiyyah's real personal name was A. Muhammad, B. Taqiyuddin, C. Abu Abbas, and D. Ahmad. So if you say A, this would mean Muhammad. If you say B, this would mean Taqiyuddin. If you say C, this would mean Abu Abbas. And if you say D, this would be Ahmad. 60% they say D. 0% say C. So D is 60%, C is 0%, B is 20%, and A is 20%.
I will go with the audience at D, Ahmad. Yeah.
So they are saying Ahmad. Should I lock it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Audience. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Okay. So you have got 100 points. You used one lifeline very wisely. And question number 2, which is probably easier than the first one. It says the first president of Islamic Development Bank had been in the office for over 40 years. Just 3 months before Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali was elected as such. 1 year less than the tenure of Dr. Alan Greenspan as chairman of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. And D, his support for the successive governments in Saudi Arabia and the rest of the OIC bloc. So the first president of Islamic Development Bank had been in the office for over 40 years. For just 3 months before Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali was elected as such. For 1 year less than the tenure of Alan Greenspan, who was very well-known chairman of the Fed, and was in the office for his support for the successive governments in Saudi Arabia and the rest of the OIC bloc. What is your answer, Saqib?
I'm willing, to go for this just 3 months before Dr. Ahmad, but I'm not sure. So I'm thinking about the lifeline also.
So when you say you are thinking just 3 months before Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali, so you are saying that Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali was not the first president of Islamic Development Bank?
Yeah, I am not sure, yes, about it. Yeah.
Right.
So
you have 3 lifelines, 50-50, flip the question, call a friend.
I will, because it's definitely not C or D. So I'm just confused.
Okay, so you think C and D definitely are not the right answers.
No.
Then you are actually confused between Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali being the first, right?
Yes.
Or maybe you think, the question has created this doubt in your mind that maybe there was someone for a very short period of time before Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali became the president. Because otherwise, it's very well known that Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali, was served the IDB or ISTB, the new name, for a very long period of time. So I would have been confused between A and B as well, like yourself. So when there is confusion between 2, then 50-50 could be a rational choice in terms of opting for a lifeline. But it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, it's between if somebody was there 3 months or it was straight him. I will go for 40 years, yeah. That's one. Yeah.
Over 40 years. You want to go for that one?
Yes.
This means, okay, you are not sure, but you are pretty sure that Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Okay. Should I click on the tick or the cross?
Tick.
Okay, I'm ticking it. Let's see if Saqib is right. You're absolutely right. So you have answered 2 questions correctly, Saqib.
Okay.
You're playing well. You still have 3 lifelines available. And your question number 3 is this one. John buys a listed stock on a Salam basis for $3.75. The stock will be delivered on T90 after 90 days. What should be the remedial measure if the seller cannot deliver on the contracted date or contractual date? A, seller should deliver a similar stock as a replacement. B, the price should be returned as it was a null and void contract to start with. C, seller should pay $3.75 plus opportunity cost to the buyer, John. And D, seller should pay $3.75 plus actual damages to John.
Salam is a contract for deferred delivery. Okay.
That's right.
So,
and I must tell you, Sakib, that this question is a googly question. It's not that straightforward.
yeah, because usually it would be first one, similar stock, but because it's a listed stock, you cannot contract for a listed stock to be delivered in future and determine the price now as such. So, in my opinion, it will be B.
The price should be returned as it was a null and void contract to start with. Why do you think it's B? I'm just curious.
Because a listed stock, is based on the market price, and the delivery is in future. In future time, the price can be different. You cannot determine a price now for delivery in future. Yeah.
So you want to go for B?
Yes.
Should I lock it?
Just to be 100% sure, I will just use the 50-50 option.
Before you go for 50-50, I can share with you that your explanation was wrong. Okay. But it doesn't mean that your answer was wrong either. Okay. So your explanation was wrong. This is something I can share with you, and I wouldn't think that this would be considered as helping you.
So that's why, just to be sure, and I'll take the 50-50.
50-50. You want to go for 50-50, right?
Yes.
I think it's wise. Okay. I'm clicking on 50-50. Now 50-50, Sakib has given you two answers. Seller should deliver a similar stock as a replacement. And B, the price should be returned as it was a null and void contract to start with.
Okay. Should deliver similar stock. Seller cannot deliver it on the contractual date. Salam is for delivery in the future. You fix the price now and you deliver in the future. Yeah, I'll go for the first one then. Yeah, first option. Yeah.
Why? Why not B?
I got confused a bit now.
Let me read the question again. John buys a listed stock on a Salam basis. Salam is very crucial here. So John buys a listed stock on a Salam basis for $3.75. The stock will be delivered on T90. What should be the remedial measure if the seller cannot deliver on the contractual date? A, seller should deliver a similar stock as a replacement. B, the price should be returned as it was a null and void contract to start with.
My explanation may be wrong, but as for concept, I think it's the B one. The price should be returned. Yeah.
Price should be returned.
Yes.
So should I lock it?
Yes. I better go with this one instead of guessing now.
Because you have used your lifeline already.
Yes.
You won't be able to go for the other two lifelines. So I'm asking you for the last time, should I click on the green or the red?
Green.
Green. All right, I am clicking on green. That was the right answer. Because Salam cannot be used to buy and sell listed stocks according to AOFE Sharia standard and Salam. So it was a null and void contract to start with. And if a dispute occurred, in that case, you say, the price should be paid back. Okay. If there was no dispute, although it was a null and void contract, but if other terms and conditions were fulfilled, then both the parties, they could have continued with the arrangement. All right. All right. This is an easy question. Question number 4. The Central Bank of Pakistan is State Bank of Pakistan. Now you are smiling, right? The Central Bank of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Allied Bank of Pakistan, National Bank of Pakistan. Do you want to use any lifeline, Sakib?
No, not here. Yeah, State Bank of Pakistan. Yes.
State Bank of Pakistan. You are 100% sure, right?
Yes, here 100% sure. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm not going to even ask you, are you sure? You are absolutely right. So now you have got 1,000 points. You have used 2 lifelines. You are still left with 2 lifelines, i.e., flip the question and call a friend. And your question number 5 is this one. If a group of people put certain amounts in a pooled fund to allocate it to some of the members of the group using a stochastic process like a draw, this will be an example of the prohibited gambling, musharaka, takaful, a permissible price scheme. So a group of people put certain amounts in a pooled fund to allocate it to some of the members of the group using a draw or any other stochastic process. This will be an example of the prohibited gambling, musharaka, takaful, a permissible price scheme.
It is not musharaka because it's a. I'm only confused between the takaful and a permissible price scheme. Because in takaful also there is a pooled funds. It's a to allocate to the beneficiaries. Yeah. What's making it confusing? It's like a draw. Yeah. Unless you say it's the same similar googly question.
In my view, I think this is a very clear question. Okay. And the answer is straightforward as well. So there is nothing hidden here. If you read the question, and I'm going to read out the question again for you. If a group of people put certain amounts in a pooled fund to allocate it to some of the members of the group using a stochastic process, a draw, for example, this will be an example of the prohibited gambling, musharaka, takaful, a permissible price scheme. It's a very easy, straightforward question, and the answers are very clear as well.
I would go with the prohibited gambling. Yeah, I will go with the first one. Yeah.
So you want to go for A?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You don't want to use a lifeline?
I have only a flip available which can turn up a different question which I won't know.
Right. Okay. So you want to go ahead with this answer?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm asking you for the last time. Should I press green or red?
Try the flip lifeline, yeah, because I'm not sure. Yeah.
So you want to go for flip the question?
Yes.
All right. I'm flipping the question for you. Right. By the way, your answer was right. Okay. If an Islamic bank charges 20 dirhams per month, if a customer fails to maintain a balance of 1,000 dirhams during the month, it is an example of a legitimate fee, expropriation of failure of Islamic banking to stick to an ethical code, and reverse riba.
Legitimate fee.
Legitimate fee. You're sure,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
The way
100%.
you're saying, you're 100% sure, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me lock it. Absolutely right. So you have got 3,000 points. You have answered 5 questions correctly. And this is your 6th question. If you answer this question correctly, you would be offered a golden opportunity. And golden opportunity means that you would not have to answer another 4 questions to win the game. Rather, if you answer that question correctly, you will win the game. But for that to happen, you have to answer this question correctly. Question is, the first ever master degree program in Islamic economics, banking and finance in the Western Hemisphere was offered by Aston University, Birmingham, Durham University, Rice University, Loughborough University.
Yeah, I'll have to guess, most probably.
So there are 3 universities in the United Kingdom: Aston, Durham, Loughborough. Rice University is in Texas, Houston.
First ever master degree program in Islamic economics, banking and finance in the Western Hemisphere. Rice University.
Do you think that your friend, Amanullah Khan, would know the answer?
I can take the lifeline. I can try. Yeah.
You want to talk to him? All right. Okay, let's talk to Amanullah. Amanullah, can you come? Yeah, Amanullah Khan, he is on the screen. Amanullah, let me read out the question. Your friend Saqib is doing quite well. If he answers this question correctly, he would be going to 6,000 points, which means I would be then presenting him with a golden opportunity. But before that, you have to help him. The first ever master degree program in Islamic economics, banking and finance in the Western Hemisphere was offered by Aston University, Birmingham, Durham University, Loughborough University, or Rice University.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure about it. If I have to go, I am sure. I'm sure about Durham University. I think they offer the degree in Islamic economics. I'm not sure they were the first one or not. I'm not sure about the other 3. So Durham, because I heard, I was doing the research a while back. I think they offer the Islamic economics, but I'm not sure they are the first one or they are the only one. But other 3, I am not sure. Aston University, Loughborough, or Rice, I haven't heard about it.
Okay. Now, Saqib, Amanullah Khan, he says Durham, but again, he says that he's not sure. It could be another one, but given his knowledge, he says Durham could be the university. Thank you, Amanullah, and you can switch off your video now. Right, Saqib?
Okay. I'll go with Durham, because I am also not sure.
So you don't want to go for Aston University, Birmingham. You don't want to go for Loughborough University. You don't want to go for Rice University. Your friend said it's Durham University, but even he is not sure, but you want to go for Durham University.
Just to do a guess,
So you want to go for Durham?
Just last, I think Durham and Birmingham also, like a lot of, Muslims. They are Loughborough also, Leicester area, I think, Birmingham, I'll go for the Aston University, Birmingham. Right or wrong,
Aston University, Birmingham. This is your final answer.
Yes.
You started with Rice University. Okay.
Yes.
Then Amanullah Khan, he gave his view and you thought it was Durham. Now you are going for Aston University. Why?
I'm just thinking with regard to the demography, but anyway, UK, there are a lot of Muslim population.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay. All the 3 British universities offered master degree programs in Islamic economics, banking and finance. Rice University never offered a master program. Okay. So it's one of the 3. It could be Durham, it could be Aston, it could be Loughborough.
For me, I think I will just guess Loughborough. Now final.
You actually started with Durham. Then Aston, then Loughborough. Now give this final thought. One of these 3, if you say it's Loughborough, I would lock it. If you say Aston, I would lock it. If you say Durham, I would lock it. I would not even ask you, are you sure? So final thing, give it to me after 5 seconds.
Loughborough.
That is the right answer. Okay. Loughborough University was the first to offer an MSc in Islamic Economics, Banking and Finance, and I was the one who started it. Okay. Durham University was the second one.
Okay.
Aston was the third one. Okay. Now, congratulations. You are going to be offered this golden opportunity. If you answer this question, golden opportunity question, correctly, you will win the game. But let me tell you that this normally golden opportunity questions, they are more difficult as compared to the other ones. Okay. If you say no, you don't want to go for golden opportunity, this question is already on the screen. You would have to answer this question and another 3 questions to win the game. Do you want to go for golden opportunity or you want to continue with the game?
I want to go for golden opportunity.
You want to go for golden opportunity? Yes. All right. Okay. Golden opportunity question is this one. Which one of the following was established as the first Islamic commercial bank in the world? Amana Islamic Bank Philippines, Islamic Bank of Thailand, Mitghamar Institution Egypt, Dubai Islamic Bank.
I remember Egypt actually, between Egypt and Dubai.
You would not be able to, you have already used all the lifelines. Okay, yes, so yes. This means, okay, this would be an answer without any help.
Just, I will take my time, just let me think.
All right, okay, take your time.
Because I've read about it, I just have to, just refresh my memory.
Right.
Egypt, more willing to go for Egypt, Mitghamar Institution.
Mitghamar Institution, you want to go for it. I have to ask you, are you sure?
This is stuck in my mind. I've read it somewhere. At least that's why.
So you want me to click on green or red?
Green.
Think about it. You might be right. You might be wrong. I'm not giving you any clue. Like, the previous one, you were right. Okay. And I offered you this thing. And you went for this lifeline. And I told you that, oh, you were right. So I'm not giving you any clue at all. You said Mitghamar Institution in Egypt. Okay.
It is stuck. Yeah. Pardon? It is in my mind. I read somewhere. That's why, I'm trying, because commercial bank, Dubai, and this thing we have heard, but it is between Dubai and Egypt. But I've read it somewhere, this is.
Let me read the question again. Which one of the following was established as the first Islamic commercial bank in the world? Amana Islamic Bank Philippines, Islamic Bank of Thailand, Mitghamar Institution Egypt, Dubai Islamic Bank.
We'll go for Egypt in any case. Yeah.
You want to go for Mitghamar Institution Egypt?
Yes.
Should I click on green?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, okay, I'm clicking on green. That was the wrong answer.
Okay.
Mitghamar Institution was not a bank.
Okay.
And normally, in general, people think that it was Dubai Islamic Bank, which was set up in 1975, 1976. But let me surprise everyone who is watching this episode that this was Amana Bank in Philippines.
Oh, okay.
This is a surprise that the first ever commercial Islamic bank was set up in a country which was not even Islamic. Mm-hmm. It was, as I said, this was a golden opportunity question, which is more difficult than other questions. But Saqib, you played very well. This was just this last golden opportunity. If you had said, oh no, this was Amana Philippines Bank, you would have won. But you played very well. And I must congratulate you for going to the golden opportunity. Maybe in future, we would call you back, and at that time you might be luckier than tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to go for my second contestant. My second contestant is Hafiz Muhammad Saad. Hafiz Muhammad Saad, can you please switch on your video? Assalamu alaikum, Hafiz Muhammad Saad.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Let us start the game, and I wish you all the best, Hafiz Muhammad Saad. All right. So your question number 1 is this one. A man dies and leaves behind one brother and a nephew, son of another predeceased brother. The two here would receive, the brother and nephew would share the estate equally. B, the brother would receive 2/3, while the nephew would receive 1/3 of the estate. The brother would receive all the estate. There will be 3 shares, one for each of the brother and the nephew, while one would be given out in charity. Now, this is about inheritance. What is your answer, Hafiz Muhammad Saad?
I am quite sure about C.
C.
But because I am recalling my discussion on this topic with some scholar, and the word son of another predeceased brother.
Yeah.
So that's tricky.
Basically, he had another brother who died before him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with the lifeline of 50-50.
50-50.
Yes.
So basically, you're confused between B and C, right?
Sort of. Yes.
All right. Let me, I think it's not a bad idea to go for 50-50. Should I go for 50-50?
Yes. Yes.
Right. 2 answers. The brother would receive all the estate. And the second one, there will be 3 shares, one for each of the brother and the nephew, while one would be given out in charity. I think this lifeline has made your life easier now.
I should stick with my first answer, I think.
Which is A. The brother would receive all the estate. Should I go for it?
Yes.
Should I say yes?
Yes.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
The brother may give some charity after receiving. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
But if nephew, he doesn't receive anything in the presence of the brother. Okay. If his father was alive, then the father being brother, he would receive. Okay. All right. Question number 2. The following 2 countries have 2 GIFA laureates, recipients of Global Islamic Finance Leadership Award each. Malaysia and Pakistan, Indonesia and Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan and Malaysia, Indonesia and Pakistan.
I am sure about Pakistan, but a little bit confused in Malaysia and Indonesia.
Right. The question is that, the top award, okay, which is given to a president or prime minister. So the question says that, 2 of these countries, they were given, their heads of state or government, 2 were given the top award. Was it Malaysia and Pakistan, Indonesia and Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan and Malaysia, Indonesia and Pakistan?
Okay. 2 GIFA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with the lifeline of audience.
Audience poll?
Yes,
all right. I think it's very wise to go for audience poll. Right. Now, audience poll, audience, let me explain. Malaysia and Pakistan would be A in your answer. Indonesia and Kazakhstan would be B. Kazakhstan and Malaysia would be C, and Indonesia and Pakistan would be D. So I'm going to launch this poll now. All right, I'm going to end the poll, and the Hafiz Sahib, 100% people say that this is Malaysia and Pakistan.
Okay, then I'll go with Malaysia and Pakistan.
You want to go for Malaysia and Pakistan? You want to go for majority?
Yes.
You know, you have surprised me. Okay, in Pakistan, people don't believe in democracy, although democracy actually works. You're absolutely right. Now you have got 200 points. You have lost 2 lifelines. You have used the lifeline of audience poll and 50-50. You are left with flip the question and call a friend. And your question number 3 is, if 2 or more parties jointly run a murabha-based business, A, they cannot share in profit or loss. B, they will receive fixed return on their investments. C, they must buy and sell to each other in accordance with the murabha terms and conditions. D, it is acceptable for them to share profit.
So they are running a business jointly, names on Musharka, and that business is based on Murabha-based structure. This is what.
So, for example, it is a jointly run business which sells household items on a Murabha basis to customers.
Okay. So I'll go with D. It is acceptable for them to share profit.
You want to go for D?
Yes.
You are sure, right?
I am sure.
100%?
Yes.
Absolutely right. Now you have got 500 points and you are so happy that this is the right answer, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Question number 4. If $1 is used in Murabha transactions for 5 times, along with the accumulated profits, and if the difference between cost and Murabha prices is 10 cents in each transaction, what would be the final Murabha capital? $1.5, 50 cents, $1.61051, $1. So if there is $1,
yes,
a person uses this $1 in 5 Murabha transactions, one after one, in such a way that the Murabha rate is 10%.
Okay.
Or I would say, not 10. The difference between cost price and the Murabha price is 10 cents. Okay.
So what would be the final Murabha capital means the capital of 5th transaction?
After the 5th, what would
After
be?
the 5th.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. C. Yes.
Okay. C, 1.61051.
Or can I use calculator?
Yes, you can use calculator. Please go ahead.
First transaction is $1. Earning is 10 cents. Then for the next Murabha transaction, the capital is 1.1. Okay. The difference between cost and Murabha price is 10 cents. Okay. I'll go with A.
You'll go for A?
Yes.
You want to go for A, not for C?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Because I actually missed that point of question. The difference between the cost and Murabha is 10 cents. That is tricky. So now I got it. So I'll go with A.
Right. I don't know the answer. Okay. So it's entirely up to you. Okay. This is, to me, okay, it looks a tricky question as well. My first hunch was it's 1.61051. Okay, but now I'm confused because you have given me this food for thought. So it's entirely up to you.
Yes.
You don't want to use any lifeline.
No. I'll go with A, 1.50.
Okay, I'm going to lock it.
Lock it.
Should I do Bismillah?
Bismillah.
Bismillah. Absolutely right. Okay, that was the right answer. It wasn't, 10%. This is why I corrected myself.
Exactly.
I said, okay, this is actually 10 cents is the difference between Murabha price and the cost price.
Exactly.
Absolutely right. You picked up this very smartly. All right. Okay, you have got 1,000 points and you are left with 2 lifelines. And this question number 5, debt restructuring in Islamic finance involves allowing the indebted party to settle the debt with the changes in the original terms. B, neither change in tenure nor change in payment. C, reduction in the payment by shortening the tenure. And D, extension of tenure by requiring the indebted party to pay more.
The first one is stating that allowing the indebted party to settle the debt with changes in the original terms.
Yeah.
So, what does it mean by original terms? Does it referring to all terms and conditions of the contract? I mean,
yeah. Okay. Let's say if it's a Murabha, so changing some of the Murabha terms and conditions to
price as well.
Yes.
It includes price as well.
Yes,
okay.
That's right. Terms mean tenure, price, other things.
I'm trying to exclude the wrong answers first.
Okay.
D, it cannot be D.
Okay.
It can be C, because reduction in payment by shortening the tenure, it can be done by the unilateral action of the financier, not with the agreement actually. Neither change in tenure nor change in payment. It cannot be B. I'm a little bit confused in A and C.
All right. What happens in case of debt restructuring?
If a debtor or a customer is not able to pay the installment or the payment due, so the bank,
whenever there is a default or a possibility of default, banks could offer restructuring of the debt.
Yes. So in that case, in case of Islamic finance, we cannot ask them to pay more. It will result in riba.
Yeah.
So neither change in tenure nor change in payment. Obviously, it doesn't apply here because this cannot be the solution. Reduction in the payment by shortening the tenure. If he is defaulting, so how he or she can pay earlier? So I'll go with one, A.
Right. You want to go for A, right?
Yes.
When we think, the answer is there, right? Should I say yes?
Yes.
Absolutely right. Because B was not debt restructuring. If you're not changing the tenure, you're not changing the price, what kind of debt restructuring is this one? D, you are absolutely right. That would be riba. Okay. You are saying, we are giving you more time, pay us more. That is riba al-jahiliyyah, right? And of course, shortening the tenure, it doesn't serve the purpose. So A was the right answer. Okay. Now you have got 3,000 points. And if you answer this question correctly, you would reach 6,000 points and you would be offered a golden opportunity. You have got 2 lifelines left. You might be the lucky one today, Hafiz Muhammad Saab. Which one is the correct statement? Muslims are allowed to charge interest from Hindus. Muslims are allowed to pay interest to only Muslims. Muslims are not allowed to charge interest from non-Muslims. Muslims are allowed to pay interest to non-Muslims.
3.
C.
C. Yes, C.
Not A, not B.
Muslims are not allowed to charge interest from non-Muslims.
Yeah.
C. Go with C. I'm pretty much sure.
So you want me to lock C, not
Yes.
A?
Yes.
Muslims are allowed
Not
to
A.
charge interest from Hindus? No?
No, never,
Muslims
never.
are allowed to pay interest to only Muslims?
No,
Muslims are allowed to pay interest
No.
to Muslims? No? So you want me
No,
to
no.
lock it, right? C.
Yes, C.
Absolutely right. Now you have got this golden opportunity. I'm going to offer you this golden opportunity if you say yes. I would
Yes.
be presenting you with a question, which would
Yes.
be a difficult one. But if you answer it without any help, you would win the game. However, you have 2 lifelines left.
Okay, I cannot avail lifeline in the golden opportunity question.
No.
Okay. And if I want to avail?
If you want to avail the last 2 lifelines, then you will have to say no to golden opportunity and you would continue with the game.
But that will be decided after I will have the golden opportunity question on my screen. So is it allowed to?
No, golden. If you
switch
say, if I say, do you want to avail the golden opportunity? If you say yes, then a new question would come. Okay, golden opportunity question would come. If you say no, then this question which is there, we would start with that one.
Go with golden opportunity.
So you want to go for golden opportunity?
Allah Malik.
All right. Okay, this is the
Yes.
golden opportunity question. In Sharia screening of stocks, receivables divided by market capitalization cannot be more than 33%. Must always be as much as other financial ratios used in Sharia screening. Can be 50%. Should be no more than 5%. You have no access to any lifeline at all. This is a golden opportunity question. If you answer it correctly, you will win the game. You will get $1,000. And the sponsors of this game, HBZ, Sirat Banking, Sirat Islamic Banking, FNB Islamic Banking, Gatehouse Bank, Oasis Asset Management. My sponsors would be very happy to write a check for $1,000 for you if you win this game by answering this golden opportunity question correct. What is your answer, Hafiz Muhammad Saad?
Must always be as much as other financial ratios used in Sharia screening. So it means if the ratios would be 25%, so it would be treated as 25% in receivable. Okay.
Yeah. If other ratios are 33%, this should be 33% as well.
So I am confused between A and B. Because these screening criteria are evolving with time to time. First they are 40%, 33%, then 37%, 25%.
It's entirely up to you. I am going to give you another 15 seconds because this is golden opportunity question. I have to be strict with time. I'm going to read out. In Sharia screening of stocks, receivables divided by market capitalization cannot be more than 33%. Must always be as much as other financial ratios used in Sharia screening. Can be 50%. Should be no more than 5%.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'll go with A.
Cannot be more than 33%. So you want to go for
A.
A.
Yes.
Hafiz Muhammad Saad, are you sure?
I am sure.
Why you are so sure?
Because it cannot be 50%. It can be more than 5%. and it cannot be as much as other financial ratios because we have different criteria while screening these stocks from Sharia perspective with regards to ratios. So it cannot be as much as other financial ratios. So I'll go with A.
You want to go for A, you don't want
Yes.
to go for B, you don't want to go for C, you don't want to go for D.
I'll go with A. I am
You want me to go for A?
Bismillah.
Say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Full.
Ji, Bismillah Rahman Rahim.
And after Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, do you want to change this to red or still you want me to go for green?
No, I want you to click on green.
Okay, I'm saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That was the wrong answer.
Okay.
That was C.
Can be 50%?
It can be even, in some screens, it can go beyond 50% as well. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That is the flexible ratio. Okay. When Rizwan would know, Dr. Rizwan Malik, he is an expert of Sharia screening methodologies. His PhD was on this one. Sheikh Abdul Sattar Abu Ghudda, rahimahullah ta'ala, he was of the view that receivables divided by market cap can even go up to 99%. Okay. However, now there is a kind of consensus that it could be 50% or 49%. Okay. In some cases, scholars, they even allow 70% as well. Okay. But you played very well. But you played very well. Okay. This last question, golden opportunity question, is a difficult one. It's a tricky question. Tell me, did you enjoy it?
Yes, I really enjoyed the whole session. In fact, I enjoyed the questions you asked from Mr. Saqib as well. So it was really a fantastic experience. Okay.
No, thank you very much, contestants. Thank you, Hafiz Muhammad Saad, and thank you, Saqib Mustafa. Both of you, you were just this much away from becoming the first Cambridge Islamic Banking Master of the year. I'm sure that one day, pretty soon, I'm going to get my first winner of Cambridge Islamic Banking Master. I would be so happy to write a check for $1,000. Actually, I was hoping, Hafiz Muhammad Saad, to write that check for you. But this last question proved to be a bit tricky. Inshallah, in future, I will come back with another set of contestants, and I would very much hope that one of them at least would win. With this, let me end this episode of Cambridge Islamic Banking Master by saying thank you to our sponsors, HBZ Sirat Islamic Banking in UK, Gatehouse Bank in UK, Oasis Asset Management, UK, Ireland, and South Africa, and of course, FNB Islamic Banking in South Africa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.